Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another live 30 Days of 30 Lives with your host, Kat. As always, I'm so honored to be here, and I'm so grateful for you that are tuning in, that are watching, that are participating, that are giving your feedback, because it really helps me understand what is resonating with you and to do more of that type of stuff. And today, I wanted to talk about making decisions and standing in your power, stepping into your own power and empowering yourself because I find a lot of what is coming up lately for people is the inability to make a decision and feel confident that you're moving in the right direction. So give me a little thumbs up in the comments if that is resonating with you, if that's something that you go through, is just the inability to know if you're making the right choice in life. How do you know? And I wanted to walk you through a few things today that will help empower you and help encourage you to step fully into your own trust and start trusting yourself, your intuition, and really tapping into that energy of being guided and supported and safe to make all of these decisions. So, let me know where you're watching from and where you're tuning in from. I love to get to know you guys as I do these live videos as well. And in talking about making decisions, is it more along the lines of you just don't know what decision to make, or you're overwhelmed by all the options out there? Especially when we look at health and fitness, you guys, there's so much information out there now. And I've seen those videos on TikTok that are hilarious that someone goes, "Oh, I'm going to start my fitness journey and I'm going to have this eggs and, this avocado toast." And then he pulls up a little video, eggs are horrible for you. Then the next one, oh, I'm going to have steak and asparagus, and oh, you should stay away from red meat. So doesn't it get confusing just by all the information that you're inundated with day in and day out as to know, well, how do I know I'm making the best choice for myself if one person's saying yes and one person's saying no, don't do that? It can get very confusing very fast. But here's what I want to share with you today, and I want to walk you through and guide you through is trusting your own intuition. You already know that gut feeling you get, the gut feeling where you're like, should I be doing that? It doesn't feel right, but then you do it anyway. And then afterwards, you're like, I shouldn't have done that. Have we all been there? Yes. Okay. So then, how do you know going forward to trust your next decision if you felt like the last one you made was essentially the wrong decision? And while there is no perfect answer or perfect strategy for moving through your life, it's all about taking aligned action. Your body will tell you when something feels good or right and whether it feels a little off. And I'm not talking in off in terms of like nerves, fear of change, uncertainty, things like that, because that's part of the process of growth is stepping into the unknown, is having that trust and that faith that things are just going to work out. You just need to take the action. So, how do you expand your horizon in making your decisions? Well, here's a great example. I'm looking to go on a trip to BC, and I had set out my guidelines of this is how it has to go. And lo and behold, throughout this last week and a half, I would say, I've been slowly getting little gentle nudges of ideas that are popping out of nowhere. You know those ideas, how they just kind of like you're sitting there and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, that's a great idea. I wonder where that came from. That's your guides, that's your intuition, that's your higher self talking to you. Tap into that. That's good energy. Um, but it got me thinking, why do I have my blinders on? Like, why does it have to only be this way? Because I can't see anything outside of here if I'm only like, nope, my trip has to go this one exact way. Well, you know what I asked myself first is, does that actually feel good? Because what I was noticing is it was feeling overwhelming because I felt like so much pressure was on me to make everything fall into place exactly as I planned it out, rather than I just want to go on this trip, show me all the ways that I can get there. And then guess what happened? Different ideas started popping in my head. Different opportunities came up. I had a friend say, "You can come stay here. We have a trailer now." And all of these little things, it just all of a sudden started piecing together. And I was like, hmm. And then I want to get a little bit of maintenance done on my car. But then my friend's like, "Oh, I help out this mechanic and he's really great. Well, what if I do little parts of it along the way? It doesn't all have to be done before I go." And then it just got me thinking, where in life are we limiting ourselves by not making a decision, not trusting our intuition, or having our decisions only work out one way, and not allowing for more options and opportunities to unfold? So now I went from it has to be this one way to now there's now three or four different ways where everything can just work out. And it wasn't at all what I had in mind, but it gets all of the things that I wanted done. It also breaks it up in a way that it doesn't feel like a lot of pressure or a lot of overwhelm for it to be done all this way. And it expanded my mindset, it expanded my energy to then open up and hold more and allow more to flow in to get me there in a more adventurous, a more fun, a more energizing way than having those blinders on and feeling like all the pressure was on me. And I felt so overwhelmed by it. So, where in your life are you making decisions and then turning around and second guessing yourself? Where in your life are you making a decision and then second guessing that decision? When you make a decision, it's important to own it. Not go to 30 of your friends and ask their opinion or go ask your family, what should you do? Because when you go to other people and ask them to make a decision for you or answer a question for you, the answer is owned by them, not you. So, how do you empower yourself? You ask for guidance, but then you answer the question. So don't go to your friends and family unless they're going to ask you questions to help you find the answer. Because when you start finding the answers to the things you're working towards in your life, you own the answer because you made that decision and it empowered you, not the other way around. So it allows you to step into your power and own the answer and then decide from there. A lot of times, what we're doing is we're handing our power away to all these external sources and then wondering why nothing's working out because you're not owning the choices and decisions you're making if you're giving it all away to everybody else outside of you. And that includes like a boss, you guys. They're dictating your schedule. They're telling you when you can and can't have time off and spend time with your family or not, and how much you're worth and what you're going to get paid. But that's a whole nother story. There's a lot of ways that you're leaking energy by being indecisive and not making decisions that are best for you in your life. So what if you have to go find another job because this one's not aligning with your values? Who cares? Just go find another one. How many times have you done it before? What's so scary about it? Why are we attaching so much emotion and fear around making a decision? It's a simple process. And then once you decide, be open. Say, yeah, I would love this to happen, but show me all the ways that it can work out or it will work out. So when you make a decision, open up the blinders and say, show me all the ways that this will work out. And when you get those little ideas is when you take the action. because action is going to help anchor in the energetics behind the feelings you want to have, the things that you're working towards, because you're taking action on them now. So you're feeding that power back into yourself. Is this all making sense, you guys? Give me thumbs ups. So, simple process. Make a decision, open up and allow, and take action. Simple. And if you need a hand with that, as always, feel free to reach out. Thank you for listening to another episode of 30 Days of Lives with Kat. Make sure that you are subscribed and that you share, like, comment, anything that resonates with you so that I know to keep going with topics like this. Or if there's processes you want to work through, feel free to reach out and connect to me or type them in the comments and then I'll do a video on them.